a gallery walk and read those. So here we've got some suggested actions or activities to work through emotional reactions. So this is great because I didn't like prime this pump right here. I didn't tell you, breathe. Yeah. Breathe in and breathe out. Count, walk away, move your body, pause, say I need a break. By the way, at my house we have fighting rules, and that's one that I brought to the table. I'm going to need to be able to take a break. Take a time out, move your location. This is great. So all these things, exercise, sometimes you might want to just take a walk outside. Get in touch with nature, great. All right, acknowledging and validating phrases. We're going to practice this for the rest of the weekend, so please bring some emotionally charged situations so we can say things like, I feel your pain. I understand that you're feeling frustrated right now. So this is really good. Name the emotion that you think they're having. Yeah, I can see why you'd be mad about that. If they're not mad and their feelings are hurt, they'll just tell you. I totally understand how that might not be what you were expecting. Well, I totally expected it. I just, it's a lot. It's a lot. And it really helps to diffuse them. All right, so what are some common assumptions that we make? So we try to make these AFS specific. No complaints equals satisfaction. Wow, how powerful is that? Oh, they didn't complain to me. They must be all good. Maybe not so much. People are too busy to help, right? They may just need to be told what to do. If someone doesn't respond to my email, they're ignoring me or they don't value me. They're mad at me. They don't agree with me. Huge assumption. Oh, here's one. People read my emails. What? These are awesome. These are awesome. Tones in written communication are personal. Of course they are. I mean, aren't they? All right, what gets in the way of achieving win-win solutions? Your emotions, sometimes. Negative thinking. All right, so really good examples of negative thinking. Oh, that'll never work. Yeah, we tried that one time. Oh, that's not how we do it around here. You just plain don't understand. If I don't do it myself, it's not done right. Right? So power imbalance, so not working as a team. One person kind of lording control over everybody and everything. That prevents some win-win solutions. Not listening. Wow. What does that look? These are good. Nicely done. All right, so how can you recognize emotional reactions in others? What's their body language look like? That assumes that you can see them. Their tone of voice. How loud are they? What words are they using? Do you guys hear profanity? Yeah, they get that angry. Okay. Facial expressions, physical actions. Did they withdraw? Did they walk away? Disproportionate reactions. Like they totally blew their top. All right. Nice. See, you guys are good at this. All right. Acknowledge and validating statements is their second one of these. I don't want to write on the paper.
That was kind of a table joke.
Yeah. That would be really hard. Whatever you're going through, gosh, that would be really hard. I mean, I'm blessed that I haven't lost anybody really close to me, but that would be really hard. Just to acknowledge that, for sure. I'm glad you brought this up. Yes, what you have to say is important, and I care. Let's try to find a solution. Absolutely. I appreciate y'all inviting me here, but you got this. All right, curious questions. Can you tell me more about that? Wow, that's powerful. Tell me more. Now, by the way, if you overuse tell me more with the same audience, they're going to know. They're going to know. I can't coach my husband anymore. He knows. So then you can use something a little bit different. You can say, okay, so walk me through that. How did that make you feel? All right, so tell me what that was like. Who else is involved in this? What did I miss? There's a powerful one. What would help you? Are you certain? Are you sure? Oh, this is a good. How are you? How are you? True story. I asked a lady one time, I said, what's on your heart today? And she explained to me how she lost her 3-year-old child. Wow. But had I not asked what's on your heart, and I, in my high D fashion, just plowed through my agenda, probably not very effective. All right. What does empathy look like in a real life situation at AFS? A student is worried about natural family and friends in a home country, especially regarding war and being on the phone or internet a lot. Wow, so how do you empathize with that? I mean, I can't relate to that, right? Give them the space, acknowledge and validate for sure. Homesickness and working to return early, wanting to return early, oh, they're trying to recreate a comfort zone, right? So let's help them adapt, let's help them adjust, let's help them see commonalities. Is there anything in the whole wide world that is similar, right? That's what empathy looks like. How do we find a place that feels right to you? All right, curious questions, we did that one. Did I get you guys over there? Want to share your good work? All right, what does active listening look like? I did stop by here, they did nice homework. Eye contact in the US culture. Is that different in other cultures? Do we make an assumption if somebody doesn't look us in the eye? Is it a good one? We probably think they're rude. Or dishonest, yeah. All right, so open body language, squared shoulders. Active listening looks like no distractions. There's some really good ones down here. Not interrupting with your story. Does anybody know a story topper? Right? Are they listening to you when they story top you? No, and so there's a really fine line between relating to somebody and story topping. If you can plug in a meaningful way to relate to them, all good. You're waiting to tell your side of the story, how you had the bigger fish? Probably not. Not completing sentences. This is a sign of ADD. I don't know if you guys knew that. But if people try to complete sentences for others, they might have ADD. They're also not listening. Trying to fix it. So that's going to be also a cultural thing, right? There are some places where if you bring a problem, there's an expectation or an assumption that they're going to fix it. Active listening doesn't try to fix everything. Where have I not gone? Common objections. Well, so what are they bringing to the table? So these are common objections presented by host families. Sibling rivalry concerns. No, that's right. This is something that they're going to bring to host family is going to bring this to you as their AFS representative, and they're going to say, ooh, this isn't working. My kids don't like those kids. Sibling rivalry, so that's a concern. And what you'll want to do as you think about these and you do your gallery walk, how are you going to diffuse this using the tools that you learned today? Tell me more. Oh yeah, I can see how that would be really hard. Yeah, for sure. This happens sometimes. Let's talk about some success stories. Let's talk about some things that have worked for other. By the way, if you copy and steal everything that works, you're going to have a really full toolbox. Network here. Talk to other people and say, hey, have you ever had that happen? How did you guys overcome it? Don't have the country I want to host. Ooh, wow, I don't know how to overcome that. So you want somebody that speaks English? I don't understand. I mean, I'm assuming it happens, right? So maybe together you guys can noodle on that one. Good. No, these are the true common objections. That's what I was looking for. Examples of curious questions. Can you tell me more about that? How did that make you feel? So these are similar. Did you guys copy? No. Tell me what you did or said. So if I can comment on that one a little bit. If I came up to you and said, okay, so tell me what you did. How do you feel? Sometimes it's a little bit less off-putting if you can just say, so can you walk me through? Or what happened right before? Right? You want to get there, right? You want to find out what I did to contribute to this rocky situation, because I probably did do something. It doesn't mean it's right. Oh, that's true. That's true. Maybe not. What would you like to talk about? Love that. Love that. All right, so common objections presented by volunteers. I'm burned out. This is just too much. I don't have the time. I don't have the resources. You didn't train me. I'm already committed. So again, as you do your gallery walk, I want you to noodle on these objections. There's objections here and objections there, and help network so that we can work through those. So very nicely done. And we are at 5:05, so I am going. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, the positivity words, and I came over here and talked to them. So when we are going to assume positive intent, you might want to take some of these away with you as you're having conversations like, ooh, that's a great idea. Oh, good job. Yeah, I totally agree. So let's build on that. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's nice, nice. All right, so I like your thought process. I like where you're coming from. Can you see how positive that feels? It's very different than if you came from it from like, oh, that's never going to work. I totally don't agree with that, right? Way different. So assuming positive intent. Practice your positive words. If you're going to get on a plane, you can do this with strangers. You really can. And they're going to walk away thinking you're the best listener in the entire world. They're going to tell you how fun it was to talk to you. And all you're doing is practicing your skills. You can practice it with all the important people in your life, kids, teachers, host families. All right, I'm getting back up here. I apologize for y'all being late for dinner. All right, so the internal blockers, we talked about assumptions, interpretations. So that's when I say something and you don't hear it the way I said it, or more likely you said something and I didn't hear it the way you said it. So let's clarify. Okay, so I'm not sure I understand, right? This is a cute little video. It's not very long.
Bro, that doesn't even make sense. It makes total sense. Just open up your mind and listen to like three something. That's it. John, I don't think we did, but you're doing that thing. How can you not?
Okay, let's calm down. Okay, everybody take your seats. Matthew, John, come up here. John, stand over there and face that direction. Matthew, come over here, just do the opposite. Okay, boys, turn around. John, what color is it?
Well, it's white. Seriously? Bro, you just like making things difficult?
Well, what color is it?
Black. The ball is black, clearly. How do you see, bro, but the ball is white?
Without looking at the ball, when you both switch it. And both of you, please turn around. And one color of the ball now. Okay, please have a seat. Throughout our lives, we believe many things. We hold dear we think is right and true. There are times we think others who disagree with us. What we believe to be 100% right, and they believe the opposite just as strong. How can that? Can't they see? We become frustrated, we might coexist, maybe start relationships entirely. Slow down. Breathe. Step into the other person's shoes. All difference.
So that's real empathy, right? When I can effectively step into the shoes of someone else and I can see a world from a different perspective, now we've got some common ground. And you can start by asking curious questions. You can start by asking, tell me a little bit more about where you're coming from. Tone makes a huge difference. I don't know why those didn't show up there. All right, so what I want you to do with curious questions is please avoid starting them with why. Why did you do that? Why do you think that happened? Now I'm saying these things to you. Why do you think you shouldn't start a question with why? What's that? Yeah, like it's judgy, right? When I ask you that, you immediately have a gut reaction. Immediately. Even if what you're doing was okay. Right? Why did you bring me this piece of cake? Why did you invite me here today? Those are great questions, but I have an emotional reaction. So when you're curious, if you can avoid the word why, it's huge. Additionally, eliminate but. I really love you, honey, but I'm going to need you to do more work around here. Hey, we truly appreciate the year's worth of volunteerism that you have given us here at AFS. But as we go forward, we'd like to change your role. When you use the word but, it negates everything that comes before it. Replace it with yes and. We so appreciate the work that you do with AFS. And we'd love for you to take on this new role. Completely different connotations, right? Somebody comes to you and they're like, I have this great idea. And you're like, yes. And we can talk about that next year. Yes. And we just completed our budget, so we can add on for next year. Yes. And we can blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I said this publicly or just to a couple of you, but some of my favorite things are, oh, that's not going to work for me. What I can do is kind of the same, right? So yes, and. Take but out of your conversation. Now, again, if you use it a lot, they will recognize that you are just skirting the word. However, it's the same as but. Words to use and not use. All right, so this is a script. You can use it for virtually anything. Your relating statement is, oh, it totally makes sense. I understand that it's really hard to get things done. Oh, yes, it could be a really uncomfortable situation. Right? So your relating statement usually has a feeling associated with it. And then you're going to make a factual statement. Here's what I've observed. And then you're going to talk about what you really need so that. I already mentioned to you, so that is a powerful, powerful pair of words. And the so that is your win-win. So, hey, I've noticed that we're getting an awful lot of phone calls about your district. Some people have expressed concerns about how it's running. What we need to do is get together and discuss some specific situations so that when we come out next year, we can have more beneficial outcomes. Hey, I totally get that you are super busy. Everyone is these days. The situation is you haven't read my last 5 emails. We have a deadline on Friday. What I'm going to need you to do is prioritize. About 35 minutes is all it should take so that we can get our presentation to the CEO, right? It works in so many scenarios. All right, eliminate I am sorry, I feel bad, did I go too fast for you taking pictures? I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I know I say on the screen to eliminate, I'm sorry, I feel bad, and unfortunately. Now I will tell you those are pity words, and if you don't pity, if you don't feel bad, if you aren't sorry and you intend to do it again, please don't say you're sorry. Now, the reason this is important, when you are in an emotionally charged conversation, you're in a difficult situation, it opens up a gap for somebody to take advantage, to redirect the conversation. And it sounds like, well, if you were really sorry, you wouldn't. Well, if you really feel bad, you'd make sure that I got my raise. Right? So you can see if it's unfortunate, please say it's unfortunate. If you do feel bad, say it, you feel bad, but do not say it if you don't mean it and you can't follow through with it. So this is the end of my presentation. And what I ask of you is to talk to somebody that is here. Tell them specifically, here's what I'm going to take away from Michelle's presentation, from our difficult conversations presentation. I am specifically going to practice curious questions, or I am specifically going to work on acknowledging and validating. And whomever you tell that to, please share contact information, because if I have the chance, I'm going to follow up. We're going to do some accountability here, so choose whatever you want to commit to, not more than 3 things. 1 is fine. And find your accountability partner. So thank you very much, and thanks for enduring these last 10 minutes with me. I really appreciate it. I do have my business cards are up here if you guys need anything.